until you decide to choose to regulate your nervous system, you will not be able to be the most abundant version of yourself. Now, people all the time are talking about how you have to regulate your nervous system, but what nobody is telling you is that you have to choose to regulate your nervous system. So with that being said, welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is going to be the topic of the video. That is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest, and grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over 5 recommendations as well as 5 things you need to be aware of in order for you to regulate your nervous system and what that looks like for you. Starting off with number 1, going back to the intro, learning to regulate your nervous system is a choice. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. The people that you see that are abundant and successful and live the life that you desire chose to do it, which means that they chose to invest into themselves. They chose to heal. They chose to do the work. They chose to be committed. Until you choose to be 100% committed, give all your time, energy, and effort, you will not be consistent. You will not be able to regulate your nervous system. You have to choose to be committed in order for you to be consistent. Say it with me, put it in the comment section. You have to choose to be committed in order for you to be consistent. You cannot regulate your nervous system if you are not choosing to make better choices, if you're not choosing to unlearn and learn certain information, if you're not choosing to let go of certain mindsets and behaviors and doing things that are in alignment with your current reality, so therefore you could be in your future reality. That's the first thing you need to be aware of. So before we get into recommendations on how we're going to do that, do you choose to watch this video and take what resonates and leave the rest? Are you choosing and are you willing to watch this videos, take what implements, take what resonates, and apply it? Because if not, you're going to watch the video. People are going to tell you the same thing over and over and over again, and you're going to be in the same situation that you were when you watched this video. Clock it, as the kids would like to say. And over here, as your favorite mental health specialist, as your favorite motivational educator, as your favorite naturopathic physician, or if you see me anywhere else on social media, as just a person, your favorite rich auntie, Ty Guidance, aka Ty Guidance, we're here to be honest and vulnerable, which means we're here to motivate, educate, and inform, and we're not sugarcoating sugar honey iced tea. Because when it comes to you regulating your nervous system, you are responsible for yourself at the end of the day. So now that you made up your mind, I gave you 3 minutes, let's go into number 2. Number 2, when it comes to you regulating your nervous system, you have to identify that currently right now, your nervous system may not be regulated. So I need you to take a deep breath in, and I need you to take a deep breath out. You have to accept where you are right now. You have to be honest with yourself. Are you happy? So I'm going to ask you some questions. Excuse me. I need you to put yes or no on your pen and your paper, on your notes, or in the comment section, whichever works for you. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I need you to answer them. I need you to be honest. Because once again, what are we here to do? Be honest and be vulnerable. Don't worry about negativity. Don't worry about negative comments. Don't worry about people judging you. This is for the mature audience only. And mature, it doesn't mean race, gender, age, etc. Number 1, are you happy with where you are in your life? Yes or no? We're going to start very simple. Yes or no? Are we happy with where we are in our life right now? Yes or no? Number 2, let me know if you need me to slow down. Number 2, if you are not happy with your life, why? And if you are happy with your life, why? So number 1, are you happy with where you are right now in your life? Yes or no? And if you're not happy with your life, why? Number 3, if you could or could not be happy, what would you change in order for you to have that result? So if you said no, you're not happy right now, and you said no, you're not happy right now because maybe you don't have the finances, maybe you don't have friends, maybe you don't have family, whatever it is, what could you do to change that in order for you to be happy? You have to realize that when it comes to you regulating your nervous system, it requires a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and most importantly, a lot of patience, which is going to give us into the third thing to be aware of. when you decide to regulate your nervous system, you have to realize that you are unlearning 20, 30, 40 years of trauma. Let me know how old you are in the comment section. You are releasing old ways of thinking, old programming. So if you grew up in a household where it was abusive, it was strict, you were in poverty, and now all of a sudden you want to become financially literate and you want to become financially educated, you have to let go of the way you used to view money. You have to let go of how you see money within yourself and other people. You can no longer have negative thoughts about money when you see it or when other people have it. So when you see people that are rich and financially stable, you can't assume that they're faking it. You can't assume that they're not really happy. All that stuff has to go. You have to realize that unlearning a way of living and learning to live a different way requires patience. So the fourth thing, you're going to go through a period of withdrawals. Some days are going to be better than others. So you have to realize, once again, if you're choosing to regulate your nervous system, some days you're going to be sad. Some days you're going to be angry. Some days you're going to be mad. Some days you're going to be happy. Why? Because you're grieving. You're giving yourself grace. You are becoming who you once wanted to be. And in that time with grieving, there's no right or wrong way to grieve. So you cannot rush this healing process. You cannot rush your nervous system. In order to regulate your nervous system, you have to realize that maybe you're a little bit anxious. Maybe you do have anxiety right now. Maybe you are depressed. Maybe you're bipolar. Maybe you are schizophrenic. Maybe you have OCD. Maybe you have ADHD. Maybe you've been diagnosed with being neurodivergent and etc. Right? Even with those labels, even with the diagnoses as an naturopathic physician, all of those could be cured. That's what nobody wants to talk about. And I'm not going to get too far into the rabbit hole with that. But for all you therapists and all you doctors, especially Western society, especially if you live in the United States or North America, those could be cured. A lot of times people are suffering with trauma and they are not taught and shown on how to deal with it. But over here, we're going to deal with it. But over here, because we're dealing with it naturally, by putting in the work, you have to be honest about how you feel. When you are regulating your nervous system, when you're used to being around people who project negative energy and fear onto you, and you have to be able to distinguish if that energy belongs to you or not, you have to be able to realize that it's going to require you to be isolated. It's going to require you to cut off certain people, places, and things. We get raw and uncut over here. We got cut off, but over here we get very much so to the root, very much to the source. I'm not here, like I said, to sugarcoat anything. So if this is too much, send it and share it to somebody who it is. But if you're choosing to regulate your nervous system, this is the truth. Because when people prescribe you medicine, like I said, I'm gonna leave it alone. But when people prescribe you medicine, it numbs your situation. It does not cure or treat your situation. Like in the moment, yes, you'll be okay. But if you constantly get medicine, or if you're constantly being diagnosed and you think there's something wrong with you, you're going to believe that. And it's just like, it's time for doctors and therapists to be honest with their people. You could still make money, right? But in a way that's genuinely going to help people. But anyways, you have to realize that when it comes to you regulating your nervous system, and I'm not editing this out, I'm not going to edit it. When it comes to you regulating your nervous system, now the recommendations. Number one, you have to be honest with yourself. If you made certain choices in your past, it's not the end of the world. So moving forward, when you decide to regulate your nervous system, you have to take the time to learn what no longer resonated with you. So that's going to be your homework assignment. So if you're new here, we give out homework assignments. The whole purpose of this video is to educate, inform, and to be motivated. Now, of course, I want to make it entertaining, but until we're all on the same page, we got to, like I said, do the uncomfortable part, which is facing our fears, facing ourselves, and being honest with ourselves. So therefore, you don't have to be unstable. That's what you wanted. That's what comes with it. You have to be able to isolate yourself and sit with yourself and figure out what you've done in your past that you weren't proud of, and what do you need to learn moving forward. And also, I want you to figure out what you did in your past that worked for you, will resonate with you, and what you want to continue to do moving forward. So on your piece of paper, I need you to figure out what you didn't like, what you do like, what you could have avoided, what you had to learn from, as well as in the comment section. So if you're somebody that used to lie, you used to steal, you used to do things that weren't the best, I want you to figure out how that made you feel. I want you to figure out how that affected you. And I want you to figure out, okay, now that you've learned these things in your journey and in your life, what could we do differently moving forward? Because you can change. You can be forgiven as long as you forgive yourself. And if you believe in God, ancestors, universe, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, whatever you believe in, you already know the vibes. You don't have to feel stuck and stagnant. You don't have to be complacent if that's not where you want to be. Especially when you're trying to regulate your nervous system, because you're letting go, like I said, old ways of thinking, old patterns. You have to unlearn and learn. The second thing, when it comes to you, these are now the recommendations. Sorry if that's confusing, because like I said, my camera got cut off. The second thing when it comes to you regulating your nervous system is realizing that you cannot compare your journey to everybody else's. Now, disclaimer, what do we say this requires you to do? Be patient. You don't have the same life as everybody else. So it doesn't matter if everybody has things handed to you and you feel like your life is fair. It doesn't matter if you are abandoned. It doesn't matter if you don't have family and friends. And if you do, be grateful for them. Why? Because now you're deciding to commit to yourself. That's how you regulate your nervous system. It's showing up for yourself. It's learning to believe in yourself. It's learning how to be confident. It's learning how to face your fears, despite of who's around you, who's clapping for you, who's watching you, and who said what and who did what. Do you believe in yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you trust yourself? Do you want to sit here and become better for you? Don't do it for revenge. Don't do it for the people and places and things who hurt and harm you. Because speaking from experience, every single person who thought they was bigger than the plot when it came to my life has been removed. And they're not going to be where I'm at when I get to my final destination. It's not about them. I didn't come to this life, into this world, to live life for other people, especially when they don't contribute into my life, or they don't finance me, they don't feed me, or they don't educate me, they don't help me. And that's the same thing with you. So you have to realize that when you are regulating your nervous system and you're letting go and you're unlearning and you're grieving, right? Like I said, that takes weeks, days, months, and years. And there's no comparison. You don't have to rush. You're sitting with yourself. You're surrounding yourself with the people who are for you. You're removing anything that's not in alignment with you. So the fourth or third thing, let me know, because obviously I lost count because my camera got cut off. You have to articulate how you feel. You do need to confide in God, ancestors, universe. Take what resonates, leave the rest. You do need to be able to confide in somebody that you love and trust if it's not yourself. You should be booking your appointments. My website is going to be in the description, or finding ways on YouTube or TikTok or the internet. But if you are not being honest with yourself, if you're not being vulnerable, if you're not taking the time to figure out what you had to learn from, how it's affecting you, if you're not crying, if you're not grieving, if you're not cutting off certain people, places, and things, if you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to become educated, if you're not willing to be patient, you're constantly going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Learning to regulate your nervous system requires a certain level of faith or trust. And until you learn to trust yourself, until you have faith in yourself, you're going to feel like what you're doing is not worth it. And I'm going to end off the video with that. You have to realize that this is a journey. Learning to regulate your nervous system, like I said, if you've been traumatized for 20, 30 years and you don't want to be like that no more, it could take another 20 to 30, 40, 50 years. It's not a one size fit all, excuse me. So keep that in mind. Like, if you want to regulate your nervous system, you can, but it requires a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and a lot that goes in with it. So that being said, because I don't want to yap too much, I just want you guys to be aware. So therefore, you know, moving forward, what we need to do. If you guys are interested in more videos and you're ready and you guys want the playlist, drop the word playlist, as well as any questions, comments, concerns that I addressed or haven't addressed about the topics or just in general, as well as thank you guys for following me on all my social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below. Once again, book your service and your session at my website at tigerheadancestsummer.com. Make sure you guys read your booking policy so there's no confusion or anything, okay, etc. And if you're not able to afford a session and a service, which is understandable, you have 300 videos on YouTube. Follow me on my TikTok and my Instagram. I have over, I think, 500 videos as well on TikTok. And you can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions that are confidential or any concerns if you haven't engaged in the comment section, as well as thank you guys for liking this video and turning on your post notifications so you're subscribed. But yeah, follow me on TikTok, on Instagram. I will be going live, answering you guys' questions. That's what I do majority of the time, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekend, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, in order for you to regulate your nervous system, you have to choose to regulate your nervous system. Like, It's so much more than manifestation. It's so much more than visualizing. It's so much more than writing down. You can do that all day, every day. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you're not grieving, if you're not putting in the work, if you don't know where to start or what to do, what's going to change? So it's just like, breathe in, breathe out. And another homework assignment, you have 2 homework assignments. I want you to figure out some things that you can do that make you feel good. So whenever you're feeling bad or when you're going through your withdrawals and you're having bad days, what can you do to make you feel good? So like, for example, I know a lot of people when they're sad, they go for walks. You know what I do, guys, when I'm feeling sad or I don't feel the best version of myself sometimes, or what I did previously? I would take a nap, I would rest, get a massage, drink your favorite drink, drink water, journal, have fun. Like, you have to have balance in order for you to regulate your nervous system. But starting off, you just have to be aware that, you know what, maybe I've been traumatized, maybe I have PTSD, maybe I'm schizophrenic, maybe I am bipolar, whatever it is. We have to start from there, baby steps. So let me know if you guys want a part 2 or if you guys are ready for the full playlist. And yeah, thanks for following. I love you guys, appreciate you. See you later. Bye.